on YouTube, TubeLand. This process is killing me, to be honest. I got near on 700 cells now, so I think I'm good to start the planning process of how these are going to be laid out. And I think I've come to the conclusion in my own head, subject to change without notice of course, that I'm going to do groups of 100 batteries. So 10 by 10 blocks or something. I've just finished ordering 1,200 more of these, the little black Envy bits. I've ordered a 200 amp balancer, and I'm going to go with a, was it 29.6 volt? I was only going to go S6, which is 6 cells of 3.7 volts. And I go with 7 after doing a bit of research. Now I want to be able to program my PCM60X to actually do the charging. I'm not going to do mixed chemistry. I'm just going to do, when I start this trial, it's only going to be just these cells. So I'll have a changeover switch of some description so I can run both. Once one bank is charged, I'll reprogram it and do the other one. It's a bit of messing around, but it's sort of within my budget. So I need 700 cells to start, and that's going to be proof of concept. Now I think, now I'm not real good at maths, and I'm not going to pretend to be an expert at this. I have got all my direction and all my planning and all my everything off other people's videos, so I'm just copying. So I think going with seven cells is going to be the go. We'll soon find out. Now, if you've got any feedback or advice like give up, please feel free to give it. And I'm also, I know everybody's saying, everybody, doesn't matter where I go, and I don't know whether it's urban myth. I don't know if it started out with one person doing it and everyone else thought it was a requirement, but testing each one of these cells is truly an enormous task. I've been going for, I don't know, I'm just going to guess a month, and I've probably only tested 100 cells. Now I'm not going hell for leather, I'm just doing them when I can. I've still got to run a full-time business. And for some reason, it must be just going on to school holidays, I've been PlayStation 4 repairs. PlayStation 4 and scams on computers. People thinking they can ring up a phone number on the internet and get Microsoft help, and all that they get is some Punjab person from just left of Mumbai somewhere telling them that they've got to pay $400. You know, I do this sort of stuff every day and it drives me crazy, but we digress. Back to this charging of these batteries. I reckon it's urban myth that you need to check every single cell for capacity. If you're going to put a fuse on it, like one of those little Pico fuses or something that Jehu Garcia is doing, and having the little fusible link on each one, which I am very seriously considering about doing, you shouldn't need to test each cell. I mean, sure, test it to make sure, you know, you grab that cell and say, has it got over 3 volts or something, after it's been sitting for a month. And it's a safe bet that it's going to have reasonable capacity. Out of all the ones that I've tested, I've had, out of 100, I've had 4 cells that tested above 3 volts after sitting for a while, and I don't know what that period of time is, that tested underneath 1000 milliamp hours. So I don't know. I think I'm dealing with urban myth. Correct me if I'm wrong. Ow! These gloves are a godsend. I had some cheaper gloves and I kept getting cut, and I've got cuts all over my hands from doing this process. This process is much faster. Oh, I just stabbed the table. This process is much faster when they're all the same cells. A bit like making the old Model T Ford, you know, you just had one person doing one job. So I can go through and I can strip out 20 batteries and then get them to a point like that. And just because I'm on video, I'm actually doing them properly with this. But what I do is, before I break them all apart, I just use the gloves, just rip them all apart, and then just leave them with all the bits hanging off of them. And then after I've gone through doing that, then I go through and do this part here. Hopefully I get all my what do you call it, battery monitors or whatever next week. A lot of the information that I'm getting from this sort of stuff is coming from Vic Hybrid Power, and he's still yet to put some videos up because he's got some pretty cool shit down there in Melbourne. I guess he will with time. You've been called out, brother. So I'm going to leave this video at that. The Bitcoin thing. Oh, the Bitcoin thing. What a waste of money that was. I still have them running, and in fact I might pick the camera up and show you. I've only had them running for, like, oh, you can't see outside. You can sort of see that there's sun coming from that direction. It's still early in the morning. It's not 8 o'clock in the morning yet. As soon as I've got excess power, I basically turn the units on, and as soon as the clouds come over, or later on in the afternoon, I switch them off again. I think I'm lucky to be making 50 cents, 60 cents a day. Which, as it turns out, if you don't worry about paying for the hardware in the first place, that money is better money than I would be getting if I was selling the extra power back to the grid at 6 cents per kilowatt hour. So it is kind of working. And I got a delivery here, so I got to go. Cheers.